I can't believe we're sat here right now about to start Flat Earth Fail Compilation 10. What started out as a cool idea to make fun of small chunks of flat earth failures is now a YouTube institution. And how many flat earth channels have been shown to be complete failures in the process? A lot. This is Flat Earth Fail Compilation 10. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, I want to say a huge thank you to today's sponsors, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark is a VPN that makes online privacy protection easy and attainable, encrypting all internet traffic sent to and from all of your devices, and ensuring that your IP address remains hidden so no one can see what you're doing online. On top of that, they block ads, malware, trackers and phishing attempts, and unlike other VPN services, you can use it on as many devices as you want simultaneously. I personally spend about 6 to 8 hours a day online. The internet knows a lot about us, which is why we should care about our online privacy. Use Surfshark to encrypt all your personal information and then send it via a VPN tunnel so that no one can look at it without your permission, which is great for protecting things like your ID, for example. Now, ID theft is an increasingly common and scary crime, so use Surfshark and its HackLock system to get notified anytime your password or email addresses are compromised. HackLock scans various databases of leaked information and then notifies its user if their information or data is found so they can take action. Click on the link in the description or go to surfshark.deals/SimonDan and use my code SimonDan for 83% off and 1 extra month free. I want you to try out Surfshark for yourself with my exclusive limited time deal, so what are you waiting for? Right, back to today's video and the inevitable fail of all the flat earthers. We are going to start with a YouTuber called Winning with Jesus Fighting for America, who seems to think they have solid proof that the earth is flat. This should be interesting.
I'm not even kidding about this, you guys. Have you guys noticed that the sun is in a different position?
Yes, it's in a different position all the time because we rotate.
So, I live in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, and there is my sun. The sun rose over to the right today, which is March 6th, 2020, over on the right over that like big pine tree. Okay, last week it rose, over at that big tall tree, in the distance over there. I hope you can see that.
Yes, but I'm not really sure that this is flat earth proof. So,
it was going, when I first moved here, the sun was in front of me, right there. And it moved that way. I was like, okay, we're spinning. We're supposedly on a spinning ball. But now, the sun is going back this way. So how does that make a bit of daggone sense? Ask yourself.
Congratulations on confirming the axial tilt of the Earth and its orbit around the Sun. The Sun rises at different points because of the very fact that we are tilted, and the effect is greater the further away from the equator that you are. Dear oh dear, that's Globe Earth 101 right there. Next up we have Kyle Adams, who was on a previous Flat Earth fail with his Flat Earth lessons. Today is lesson number 5, Bounced Shadows.
There are a number of globe earthers who have been commenting about the moon. They seem to think the phases of the moon are caused by the Earth's shadow.
Literally no glober thinks that at all. We understand that the phases of the moon are caused by its position in the sky relative to the sun as the moon orbits the Earth.
And that this proves that the Earth is a globe. If they were right, one would think we would never see a half moon during the daytime. This is essentially what they seem to be describing on a flat Earth and on a globe.
No one is silly enough to think that. This is one of the most unbelievably ridiculous straw man arguments I've ever seen.
the light coming down from the sun and bouncing the shadow of the Earth onto the moon. This most certainly is not necessary to cast a shadow onto the moon.
I agree, but seriously, how can you be this misguided about this topic?
The moon is quite capable of casting its own shadow on both models. Now, just out of curiosity, is it possible to bounce a shadow? The answer is yes.
No. The answer is no.
But it would require something to stand between the light source and the reflected surface.
What are you on about? Seriously?
Here we have created a spotlight by shining a phone light through a tube of paper. On the floor, we have a pan of water that is bouncing that light upward onto the wall. Now I'm going to stick my finger in that light and bounce my shadow.
Well, technically that is still bouncing light that is causing that shadow.
And just to entertain the thought, check this out. I'm going to bounce a shadow by placing a yellow block in the water instead of putting my finger in the air. Ta-da! The end point here is that there is no evidence that states the phases of the moon prove the Earth is a globe.
No, but a lunar eclipse does, which really is the Earth's shadow. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? I would love to see Carl Adams' explanation for that.
However, in 2009, researchers from the University of Melbourne and Princeton University claimed that the reflection of the Earth's land masses and oceans can be seen on the moon. Here is an interesting Science Daily article where you can go and read about it. We'll leave a link for you in the description. We are not claiming this is the case. This is just something to think about. We'll talk more about the moon and moonlight in another video. Thank you for watching.
Well, that last bit was irrelevant, wasn't it? Let's move on to our next video, which is by our old friend Taboo Conspiracy. His video is called Welcome to Flat Earth and references the Black Swan images. The Black Swan images were pushed into the Flat Earth limelight by the likes of Nathan Oakley and Quantum Eraser on the Flat Earth debate show. Here they are. Their argument is that you should not be able to see the horizon behind these two oil platforms because the camera was only a few feet above the water, and at that height the horizon should be less than 2.7 miles away. Now, of course, there is some serious refraction going on here, and of course this photo has never been repeated. Taboo Conspiracy has a video with very similar images but very different outcome. Away you go, buddy. Before he continues, this is a geometric prediction, assuming that there is no atmosphere at all.
Why my eyes, sir? You've never used them before.
Now what is clear here is there is some turbulence in the atmosphere, as well as some refraction. Granted, not as much as the black swan photos, but there is still some there.
My eyes, sir. You've never used them before. My eyes, sir. You've never used them before. Welcome to the real world.
This is far from conclusive. There's also land beyond those oil rigs, and what are they all of a sudden being blocked by from the bottom up? Check out this clip from Al K, who shows us how refraction and the apparent horizon works.
Alright, so we're going to try a very simple looming demonstration. We've got this lemonade bottle, and I've got two pieces of blue tack stuck to the side of it. The first one's just in line near the edge and the first letter of this piece on the red where it says slimline, and then another piece behind that near the L. And all we're going to do is turn the bottle so that it goes beyond our horizon in our view. Which puts us basically in line with this. And then, simple test, we'll put it in water which will refract the light coming from the bottle, and that's going to loom these pieces so that we can see them in the camera. If we just zoom in, we'll just adjust the focus. Okay, so we can see that first piece sticking out.
Excellent work, Al K, and a thorough debunking of the black swan. Our final clip comes from good old Phuket Word, and it's golden.
Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. Now, apparently the fact that we put a dense object in the medium of air and that the object has weight isn't enough for your average globe believer. Of course, if we are to believe that we live on the outside of a spinning globe, we have to have some kind of external force to make us stick to the outside of it. Otherwise it would just be physically impossible.
He's talking like a glober. Why is he talking like a glober?
So I'm going to demonstrate here how gravity is proven to be an external force that actually creates weight and pulls everything down towards the center of mass. And of course the globe is said to be a globe, a sphere, so the center of that mass is in the middle of that globe, and that means that down is in all directions around that globe. Yeah?
He gets it. Is this Phuket word returning to the land of sanity?
So with this bottle of pesto, I'm going to prove that gravity gives it weight. Okay, so this box here is full of a very dense mass, so dense that we just can't lift it up. It's really heavy, so it has all this extra mass. Yeah,
I feel like this is an astonishingly long video to make a very simple point, but yes, please do go on.
So this mass is creating a force which, when we put this pesto on the scales, gives the pesto weight. The only reason that this pesto jar has weight is because this box has mass, and that mass is creating this external force which is pulling the dense bottle of pesto in a jar which has a fixed volume in the medium of air down towards the center of this box.
Oh, okay, I see what he's playing at here. Very funny Phuket word, very funny, but wholly unnecessary.
Yeah, and that's what gives it weight. That proves that we live on a globe and that there's this external force pulling everything down, and that's what this creates. This, it's what makes this heavy. Has nothing to do with the fact that this jar is a dense mass with a fixed volume in the medium of air. It's all because this box has this amazing, massive mass. Yeah?
He's still going, but what is he actually trying to prove in terms of a flat earth point?
And so what should happen is, when we take the pesto jar off the scales, we should see that force. Oh, it's gone back to zero. Oh, okay. All right, never mind.
Is he for real? Is that it? What an absolutely terrible video. At no point in any of that did he make a thorough, just argument. It was a very poor attempt at comedy, and he should feel very bad about it. Of course, the scale reads 0 because it resets as you turn it on, much like if you'd zeroed the scale with the jar of pesto on it. Dear oh dear Phuket word, is that what you're reduced to now? What a shame, matey, what a shame. Right, that brings Flat Earth Fail Compilation 10 to a close. What a wonderful series it has been. There is a poll up on the community tab of the channel right now asking whether or not we should retire the series on top of its game or we should carry it on. I'll let you decide. Just enough time again to thank Surfshark for sponsoring today's video. Again, if you're interested, click on the link in the description or go to surfshark.deals/SimonDan and enter my code SimonDan to get 83% off and 1 extra month free. If you enjoyed it today, then please do like and subscribe. I'll be thoroughly appreciative. My name has been SimonDan. Have yourselves a great weekend, and I'll see you all on Tuesday for a brand new Evolution video. See you then.